Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Winnipeg by night. Oh, man. I am a little bit off. Here we go. Episode 3 Broken Home. When last we left off, Owen and Colton had managed to end up managed to have a run in with the Baron, or one of the Barons. Baron Matthias, the one who has a stranglehold on the center of the city, downtown, Portage Avenue. You end up having legislature buildings, you have art museums, but tonight they find themselves within the convention center. Small room off to the side, cleared out, not set up with any more than a single table and a couple of chairs. Far from the immaculate displays that the convention center is used to hosting, be it everything from, business gatherings, lecture halls, or even concerts. Since its renovations, it has become a bit of life's blood to the city. And this is where Baron Matthias calls home. And while that's going on, Ruby and Adder, after a botched feed, covered in blood, now trying to end up figuring out what they're going to do, as there is a hindrance to their masquerade. Ada, you saw it firsthand, watching Ruby lose her capabilities, falling to frenzy. That beast that's inside all of you, that primal hunger, monster inside that can only be sustained from death by drinking the life's blood of mortals. And this is the core of all vampires. To end up being able to present yourself as humane, if you will, and then realize that in the end, you are a predator. Something that feeds on the blood of mortals, with horrible curses and terrible powers. You are among them, but not one of them. So let us begin. Going into Omen and Colton. Baron Matthias is a thinner man, a well-dressed three-piece suit with a little bit more over-the-top accents. Something that maybe belies his nature as a Toreador, a member of the Rose. He ended up wanting to meet with you. His thick French accent, telling a bit of his own history. Gentlemen, I am so grateful that you have arrived in my domain. I know that your meeting with Fumiko must have been distressing. I pardon any indiscretion she may have caused you. You one cannot be so careful in these nights.
That is understandable.
Yeah, that's fair.
And yet, to end up seeing you claim a portion of domain from that Nosferatu, what was their name again? Mango. If ever there was a name born near straight of one's own hubris.
Yeah.
They have
You
not.
ain't got it.
Oh, go ahead, Omen.
They definitely ain't on good terms with him at this point. And Owen kind of rubs the back of his head where kind of remembering where he got ran the fuck over.
You're pretty
I
sure that a part of the license plate might still be embedded into the base of your skull.
It had to have fucking been him. What the fuck? Owen just looks annoyed at the mention of Mango.
Monsieur, you look as though you have something on your mind.
Just bad memories, honestly.
We are
And
all haunted by such things. It is understandable. How may I assist? My barony may be small, but certainly an offer of qu'est-ce que c'est? A olive branch would not be completely out of order.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't think we have anything worthy of your attention.
Oh, no, monsieur. No, no, do not think of such. Do you... Monsieur, when you look at me, what do you see?
I see a man that knows what he likes and has worked hard to carve out a domain in a place that is not easy. I meant no disrespect when I said that. I just meant that there are pay grades of problems, and I don't know if any of the problems we have would be worth your attention.
Monsieur Brooks, I am no prince,
I know.
and I fear that is how you address me. I try and maintain an air of dignity and refinement as part of my masquerade, but also to try and end up finding a better way. One that does not require the brutality other barons have implemented.
I
One
meant
that...
no. Oh, sorry. I thought you were taking a pause.
Speak your mind.
No, I meant no offense. I do not mean to compare you to such. But even being a baron has a certain amount of prestige.
Of
At
course.
least in my mind, you've earned that position.
My heart grows 3 sizes hearing that. I'd like to believe that to be true as well. However, there are those who do not believe it is so. I ask if I can assist as an olive branch specifically to allow us to build a positive relation. I do so, knowing full well that your newly found domain is in more secure hands than it was ever with that Nosferatu.
Hmm.
Omen leans over to Cole and Colton says, "Hey, you think you could potentially help us with the burned down building?"
What would you have in mind? I'll whisper, pardon for a moment.
Of course, of course. Would you prefer I
That's
leave the
all.
room?
No, I would never ask such. Just need a sideboard with my companion. And, was like, what do you mean?
It's an unfortunate time for Volvo to have accidentally dipped from the Discord.
Mm. I didn't even hear it, but then again, I don't hear it when I'm streaming. So thank you for letting me know. Yeah, coffee.
Yeah, there he is.
There we go.
All right.
Audio broke.
Oh.
I don't know if y'all.
All right. Colton was asking you what do you have in mind? What do you have in mind with that building involving the Baron?
Well, here's the thing, right? He's all about the people, right? And honestly, our place is kind of a shithole. If we can get more people, that kind of helps the people that need a place to fucking go. And it kind of helps us out. I'm thinking,
That is
though,
a big shit.
it is. But that's why we offer our services in return. Because me, I can get my hands dirty when I need to. And you're a shooting guy, okay? So I already know if we work together, we can probably hunt down something that needs to be found, you know? So I can see that there's things that we can potentially leverage here.
Okay.
And I'm just saying, we just got the fucking place cleared. So, I mean, it's an opportunity, Colton.
If you say so, I'll make the proposition. My friend brought up a good point. And Derek, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a man that has been working on making the city beautiful, basically. Or am I crossing games here?
No, you're not completely wrong. It's more that one of the core things about Baron Matthias, common knowledge is that he very much is ingrained in kind. Like, most anarchs tend to be kindred focused. Everybody else is focusing on the kindred, right? But
I got you. I gotta wait for this then.
okay.
My friend brings up a good point. In our domain, recently a apartment building had been burnt to the ground. And I fear that this has displaced many, and I don't know if there are plans to knock it down or rehabilitate it, but I know that you have a great deal of interest in affairs on both sides, and it might be helpful to the area if it was rehabilitated in some way. I do not know if this is a too big of an ask, but
For me, no.
given your works,
For me, it is no big ask. But I also have to consider the consequences of doing such things.
yes.
Allow me to give you just a thought. Were I to make it so that this burnt down, qu'est-ce que c'est again?
I believe it was an apartment building before. I'm new to the area, though,
The
so
a burnt down apartment. This is so you can house more kine in your area, permitting you a chance to feed and perhaps do a little more on the side. Th- This is your hobby, oui?
it would be a great consequence to it.
Mhm. However, this also offers you more leverage. This builds you into a case where those people would be coming from other domains. It would be seen as you pulling resources from another barony. And if I were to be implicated, it would be considered a scandalous indirect attack against another baron.
I can see, and I would not want to put you out like that.
No, 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 no. You have asked, and I have heard. I simply wish you to understand the risk I would be undertaking. And earlier you said that you are not comfortable with the concept of debt. Oui? So for me to do so without
Oh,
worry of it coming back to me was to being able to assist you.
I
I
don't
would
think I could. No, sorry.
we must end up making sure that there is something else for the other barons to chew on, something else for them to focus their minds upon. Let them squabble so that you may focus on your domain, I may focus on my people.
I in no way thought that we would get this for free. One thing that my friend has proposed is we both have skill sets that could be useful if you ever need them.
I believe that that may be the case. There is a way, but I would not put you in such harm's way. It would be too much to ask for us simply to have met.
Hmm. Well,
I mean,
a big ask for a big ask, I don't think is too out. If it is within our power to get something like that done, I would be bereft if I didn't at least hear the offer.
I
Are
kind of
you
agree with you.
are you gentlemen sure?
What you say will never leave this room.
Exactly.
I am left to end up understanding that the Scales Coterie, under Baron Silverstein down south, is currently dealing with their own internal measures. A potential masquerade breach. Baron Silverstein, she's, how do you say this? Politely militant. And so when she found out that potentially a individual within her domain has caused the issue, she wished to end up handling it. This is her own choice. I have no problem with this. However, if it were to be suggested that this masquerade breach was a complication given out by another baron, or let us say, Monsieur Louis, that would draw Louis's attention away from your domain, away from mine, and further south. The tensions there to end up maintaining would be great. And he already suspects her of being more akin to Camarilla than any other. He does not care for Camarilla more so than any other anarch I've met. His eyes tick over to you, Owen, for a brief moment, and then back to Colton. And so, if such a complication were to arrive, I think our dear Louis would be here far too focused on what it is Silverstein is doing to ever care about, say, apartment building and a reconstruction.
Hmm. That would be smart. How would we accomplish this?
I would be honest at that point.
Yeah. He's musing to himself.
I will not end up going into detail as it is not my plan. It is simply a observation. But were I to know that the eyes of the whole Berenice were not upon me, not upon you, our relations could flourish. And I very much want that.
So here,
I fear I have already eaten up far more of your time than I anticipated. For that, I apologize.
This has definitely been an
Oh, good.
interesting night. And let's face it, in our long lives, not being bored is one of the greatest feelings.
It is true. It is true. It would also allow me to gauge how clever you are. I believe you to be clever. I hope you prove me right.
We'll go and come on. Let's take time to ponder on this.
I'll step forward and extend a hand. Thank you for your time, Baron.
He shakes it gently. Of
Yeah, I'm
course.
not trying to muscle on him or anything. Just a firm, polite handshake.
Fumiko will end up returning you to your domain. I assure you she will be gentle as a mama panther.
Thank you for your time.
It is an honor
Yeah.
to know that the new crew who is running Mountain Avenue has graced me with their presence. If only half of them.
And when he dismisses, Colton will walk out with Omen.
Yeah. Is there any conversation you guys need to have between each other before potentially meeting up with the rest of the coterie?
Oh yeah, when we get dropped off, I'm gonna go take him to one of the little spots that I like to hide up and watch things. That's a little out of the way, and I just want to have a conversation with him.
Of course.
All right, Omen. How are we going to throw shade on this other guy?
Well, there's multiple ways we could go about this, honestly. Um, One, planting bullshit evidence is a major thing, kind of a red herring, that sense. Kind of get them beefing between each other. The problem with that is we'd have to find something. And I don't know about you, I'm not that great at forging evidence. So, another thing we could do is kind of dress up like Louis' crew or Silverstone's crew and kind of fake fucking up shit in the area.
Mm.
Because at that
Okay.
point,
Oh, sorry. I
no,
literally, right after I said, how are we going to do this? My internet shit the bed.
damn it. Okay.
I am so sorry.
All good. So essentially, there's multiple ways we can do this shit, right? One
Yeah.
way we can forge documents and plant evidence of something fucking going on between the two baronies. Second, we impersonate they fucking crew and cause fucking problems. Obviously, the second one, if we get caught, we fucking dead. Potentially. If we get caught. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Now, we could obviously wrap our boy Adder and our girl Ruby into this, but I feel Adder might
No, we're
be,
not. What we said, nothing leaves that room.
sure, sure.
Colton will be like, no.
But we are a crew though. We are kind of a crew.
Yes,
But
but
this is kind of an off
this is
deal that we
ours.
did.
Yes.
Here's the thing though. They gonna find out when fucking Matthias's people come in to fucking fix the building though.
Well, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission.
Yeah, you got a point there. Adder is gonna have a bitch fit.
That's okay. Um. Hmm.
Hey Derek, I got a
Yeah.
question.
Oh,
Shoot.
sorry.
What are like the usual? No, Silverstein is a bit more militaristic, right?
Mhm.
But what are usually like their call signs or telltale signs that, hey, this is Silverstein shit versus, hey, this is Matthias shit? Other than just blatantly knowing that
Okay.
it's the fucking turf.
It's not unusual. The typical way anarchs end up doing is delineating it by tags, much like gang signs and what have you. There are certain telltale things. A simple example: two wings that, if I recall, it's two wings that are flanking either side of a sword pointing up. Typically, is the iconography of Silverstein's domain. Whereas if you were to look at Matthias's, his is a wreath of thorns. Now these are typically hidden within various portions of the domain. You could maybe find, for instance, a mural in Matthias's domain of some kind of cultural showcase delineating some historic event, but hidden inside of it or just behind, like maybe an aura or something is a ring, but that ring, it has a ring of thorns. It's a piece of iconography that most people would never really notice, but if you know what you're looking for, in these murals, you'll end up seeing Matthias's mark. The same is true for Silverstein. Silverstein, you might end up seeing an entire wall filled with graffiti, but off in that one corner is that small tag that very few people would notice. Most tags are meant to get a lot of attention, so this small mark means very little to those not paying attention. But if you know what you're looking at, then you know.
All right. So we know the differences.
Hmm?
So even just fucking something up and leaving a tag behind on something destroyed in someone's domain could cause a bit of a shit. It will make people go investigate regardless.
Mm-hmm. It can.
So as long as we stir up enough shit to make them look that way, we just got to get in, do the shit, and get out. The problem is if who's on the scene. So that also
How
goes into
good at
question.
you are how good are you
Go
at
ahead.
not being seen?
Um, I can be naturally sneaky, but nowhere near for the likes of like Ruby or Adder, honestly.
Okay, so me neither, but I'm just because of what I've been doing for my life, I'm very good at getting in and out. I didn't know if this was something that you wanted me to do.
Uh, I can do the shit, but as long as you're covering my back, I'm getting the fuck out.
That I can definitely do.
I think that is a fantastic place for a scene transition. Ruby, Adder. Let's just say that the night hasn't been exactly cleanly.
No, not in the slightest.
So, that being said, Ruby, Adder, what exactly are you two doing, given the fact that one of you is gore covered, the other one is splattered, trying to slink away from a really bad feed attempt? And Ruby, you're still dripping. Part of you still wishes you would have went in for the kill. And Adder trying to stop you was pathetic. Honestly, you feel real strong right now. But there is that part of you that really, really wanted to finish the job. But hey, are you leaking out your face still?
Thankfully, no.
Mm.
Oh, aside from that guy's blood still dripping off my lips, but
And as you're thinking about it, Adder has led you to a house with a garden hose and has started hosing you down.
honey, if you want me wet, all you gotta do is say so.
Look, you can either joke about it or you can get serious here.
I am serious, Adder. Thank you. Thankfully, I'm not gonna be bleeding for the rest of the night.
Yeah, but you're blood covered instead. So pick your battles.
And she's already been wiping the blood off with the water.
Yeah, wringing it out, especially in the hair. It's like the hair just soaks that shit up.
Mm.
And Adder's getting rid of blood spattered clothing and rinsing it out with the garden hose too. Look, we can't keep having that happen. You anything you can do or that I can do to help that be better, that's what I'm here for. And that went awful.
Yeah, typically does when one's that hungry.
Yes, I am aware of that. I'm very aware of that. So, I'm not going to bitch about it anymore. We're just going to get cleaned up. We're going to go home. We're going to get more clothes. And figure out what to do with the rest of this fucking night. Because we need to catch back up with Omen and,
Mm-hmm.
what's his face?
Colton.
Colton. I can remember the unique names, but God, the name Colton just slips out of my mind every time I want to mention the guy.
I'll just remember Colton has a dog named Earl. That should help.
The most ordinary names in existence. At least you have an aesthetic that your name goes after. Colton is just a country bumpkin from who even knows where.
Well,
Do you know where he's from? I certainly
absolutely
don't.
not.
Jeez. I can only imagine what those two are getting up to now.
Don't mention that. I'd hate to think of it.
If they're killing somebody feeding, I am going to have a fit. I'm putting that out there right now.
I'll help you strangle them.
The thought's appreciated, honey, but that's not going to do anything.
No, but it'd feel really good. You know?
Crushing a windpipe is not going to stop them from existing.
No, but again, it'd make us feel a little bit better.
I tend to avoid violence. I would rather not get. I'd rather steer clear of getting violent with them in particular. They're the ones who could rip us in half. And I'd rather not get on their bad side, if at all possible.
Well, then let's go and find them, and hopefully they're in a bit of a better spot than we are.
There's open. Would rather very much not need anything to violence. So we're gonna go and find our co-roommates,
All
Owen
right.
and Colton.
Not
See what they're up to.
hard. I guess the question is does Omen and Colton want to be found given their extracurricular activities?
It depends. Would they have like texted us at all?
Adder probably would. He's the
Yeah.
type to just be nosy.
I
Text,
would
where are you at?
before. I wouldn't tell them what we're doing, but I wouldn't be opposed to meeting up before we go off and do what we do.
Yeah.
So I'll just text back. We're by our meeting place.
All right, they're not far.
Good. If they're there, they're not in any trouble.
Fresh change of clothes. We'll meet there.
Yes, we shall.
In here, I thought bloodstained leather was in fashion this season. Shows what I know. With that being said, the coterie manages to end up getting together. A strange little house. A location that... Wow, let me double check here. Because I'm pretty sure we have that written. Yep. Now, this is an older place. Probably was here when the area first was built. the over 100-year-old house. I mean, it's very clear that when they tried to modernize, it was patchwork. The frame looks like something that's trying to mimic a more Victorian aesthetic, but the siding clearly is something that came out of the 70s. People have tried to revamp this place for a while, and the for sale sign that is damn near completely hidden by overgrown grass tells a different picture. Seems to be a good place to end up staying, as Adder, you know that this place has been on the market for 7 years and nobody picks it up. And with good reason, if urban legend is to be believed.
Yeah, this isn't exactly the greatest in neighborhoods, which makes it perfect for our opportunities. Nobody wants it, nobody cares. What you think?
Lovely. I really mean that.
Really?
Yeah, nice little creepy vibe to it. Oh please, you know me.
Not well enough to know that one. But nobody wants it, nobody cares. In this shitty ass neighborhood, nobody's going to bother us so long as there's no indications that there's actually people here, like parking down the street, for instance. We should be
Should be in the
uh
clear.
should be in the clear. Yeah, to meet up here. Even spend the night here if push comes to shove.
Sounds like a good idea. Let's go in and take a look around.
Ladies first.
And she's going to go up and find a way in.
And I'll follow Ruby.
Okay. So, as you enter this household, there is a. You already get that sense of foreboding. The first thing that comes to mind is when you end up stepping inside, is you see a large portion of this place has been stripped down, like as if somebody was trying to renovate the internals, just stopped at the demo phase. You look inside, you can practically taste the asbestos. Old tools long since covered in dust, like the entire crew just picked up and left. Windows are mostly boarded up, covered with the cheapest plywood scraps could be bought at. And you start to end up with him walking through this place. There's just a general malaise in here. Honestly, Ruby, you can imagine using some of this aesthetic in your club a little bit later. You're kind of vibing with it.
Looks like whoever was here last left in a hurry.
Well, if you believe some of the stories the neighborhood might gossip about, is that this place has been on the market for as long as it has been because maybe it's haunted.
Oh, why don't we find out then? And she will start using Sense the Unseen.
Definitely got that creepy vibe, though.
Ruby, as you do, there you see a faint aura. You see a faint aura, and it's something below you. You can see that the floor has been torn up right down to boards. Maybe they were going to put in some tile or something, but you can see it. Whatever it is, it's in the basement.
She's gonna find her way down there.
You look around and eventually find a door that leads to the under the stairs, showcasing the second staircase that goes down into the basement. You try and flick on the lights, but no power goes there.
You come along at her?
Find something.
Something of interest. And very carefully, she's gonna start making her way down those stairs into the basement.
It's pitch dark down there. There is no light. Now
Yeah,
you're using sense the unseen, which gives you a sense
Yeah.
of auras, but it doesn't help you see in
Yeah.
the dark.
yeah, she probably would have pulled out her phone and using it to light the way.
As you do, you start to end up looking about, trying to see anything. What you see is old mason jars with their lids nailed into the ceiling, screwed on for storage, baubles. Looks like electrical supplies in one, nails, screws organized by various sizes. Old workbench that looks like it doubled as a sawhorse. Shelving that's mostly made out of old cinder blocks and 2x6s.
Someone who was a craftsman.
Adder, you said you are using one of your powers right now? Just to be clear?
Yeah, following Ruby, I'll turn on the eyes of the beast.
Your eyes start to glow. That's predatory aspect. That thing that gives vampires the edge at hunting at night. Where you're little more than two red orbs floating in the air. To your onlookers, you can see everything. And as you start to look around, I'm going to ask for two separate rolls from both of you at the same time. From Ruby, I need a Wits Auspex, and from Adder, I need a Wits Perception.
It's an awareness. Okay.
Okay, Ruby, you see 3.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ruby,
Mm-hmm.
something's off. You're looking around, and that glow is coming from the basement, but it's not coming from an item. More accurate is to say it's coming from the concrete that surrounds you, that's beneath you. Like the concrete itself is glowing something. What, you're not 100% sure at first glance, but Adder, you catch something. Little bit of movement behind the hot water heater. As soon as your head turns to it, it skitters out of sight.
Oh,
See something?
I will kind of go for the water heater to see if I can corner our little friend and catch it. Very
Roll.
quiet, like a snake.
Okay. Roll me a. This is going to be a dexterity stealth. Let's see if you can sneak into it and maybe catch this thing unaware. Just to be clear, you're just going to reach out and grab it, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
All right. Let's find out.
Okay. Dexterity and stealth. Ooh.
Only one success. Adder, I'll tell you what. I will give you it as a success at a cost, or you can willpower it. The cost is going to be 1 aggravated damage because you're going to mindlessly reach for this, but you're reaching underneath the hot water heater and the pilot light's still on. No power down here, but the pilot light's still running.
That would be an unusual prospect. I'm gonna catch it because that is a bunch of interesting information to know.
Okay, so you're going to take the 1 aggravated?
1 aggravated health damage.
All right. Adder, you reach under, and there's a sudden pain that shoots up your arm as you grab it. It's soft, it's squishy, it is disgusting as you end up pulling it out. What you pull out is a rat, and you're kind of at first go, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." It's not until you realize that its tail is embedded in your wrist repeatedly. Like the tip of its tail is more akin to a needle or a stinger.
Ow! Son of a bitch.
And it just keeps poking at you over and over and over again. And as it tries to open, it squeaks horribly, just this off-toned sound. And it takes you a second to realize when it opens its mouth, its lower jaw splits in two. Like as if you just break its neck.
Yep, I don't want anything to do with this thing anymore.
Okay.
It is donezo.
You crack this thing and it stops moving entirely.
Oh, fucking bitch.
The hell happened over there?
Well, for fucking one, the pilot light's still on in this damn heater. Nobody's lived here for years. So we'll come back to that. This thing is a fucking monster.
She's gonna shine her light on it.
And
The fuck?
Ruby, what you see is a rat, but its lower jaw, maybe Adder busted it when he grabbed its head and twisted it around, but it's like its jaw is broken down the center and mouth goes a lot wider. That you could excuse. The thing you can't excuse is how its tail starts off as a normal rat tail and then at the end kind of hooks into a barbed stinger.
What the fuck is that?
That's smarts. I may need to go out for dinner later.
Yeah.
And I think it's about that time you guys hear a car approaching.
Yeah, Colt would be probably park around the side in his truck. Or he's probably got kind of like, yeah, it'd be a truck with a cap on it.
We're expecting the boys, right?
Yeah, I suppose we were.
No, it's a good thing I got rid of this fucking monster. He kind of tosses it into the corner.
Okay.
Have I heard of a thing like this before? Because it's a strange creature.
Oh yeah, it is. It is definitely strange. Roll me a intelligence occult.
Could I assist in that?
Yes, absolutely.
Woo! I get a +1.
Yee.
Adder, there's been all kinds of weird things that exist in the night. The first thing I think that everybody's thinking of, since we might as well address the meta here, is there is a discipline talked about among vampires. One that is a signature to Clan Zamisi, a offshoot of the Protean discipline, oftentimes referred to as fleshcraft or vicissitude. The idea of being able to mold flesh into the very hip or into the, well, basically you get to play around with skin, bone, and cartilage like it was Legos. I mean, that's an obvious one that I can point out. But if that's the case, what's it doing here?
Do I know any Zamisi that live nearby?
No. No.
Not in all of Winnipeg, even?
Zamisi isn't a con or a large clan in amongst Winnipeg. Winnipeg maybe have its eccentric portions, but the Zamisi as a clan don't really have much representation in Winnipeg.
Not any that I know of, anyway.
No.
And I pretty much well know at least the names of most kindred in this city.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that leaves a large question. What's it doing here? Omen, Colton, as you enter, you end up seeing that somebody has jimmied the door open. And you can definitely see evidence of somebody has just recently entered. Presumably Adder and Ruby. But
Colton would kind of cautiously step in and just listen.
what do you
I'm cautiously going back up the stairs to meet them, or at least see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if I see who it is and I know who it is, I'll come out of hiding. If I don't know who it is, I'm not risking it.
Appropriate.
Yeah, same. Basically, the same thing I'm doing is seeing if I recognize it.
For some odd reason, I'm imagining this Scooby-Doo thing where both are trying to end up finding each other, but passing each other by millimeters and not being aware at all.
That or scaring each other shitless.
So,
Yeah.
let's delve into it a little bit. Adder, you are going upstairs. Ruby, what are you doing? Are you going to join him?
She's staying down in the basement to see if she can figure out why the walls are glowing.
And Omen, you are currently with Colton, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So let's start off with Ruby. Ruby, you are trying to figure out these walls. Now, that's because of what you can see, at least offers you a little bit of an advantage. So I'm going to drop the difficulty a bit. Roll me a intelligence and investigation. Or pardon, well, intelligence or wits. You know, it can go either way. But tell me which one you're rolling.
I'm going for intelligence. It gives me extra dice.
Okay.
Really?
Ruby,
How dare?
I will give you a succeed at a cost. You're not going to know exactly what's going on, but it'll be one hell of a hint.
What's the cost?
You're going to find out. And you're alone in a basement.
I'm going to regret this, but I'll take the cost.
Okay.
I've got to know what you've got planned.
All right. Ruby, you look around and you're just trying to figure it out. What is going on here? What is the deal? And as you start to look around the walls, your eyes go back to that rat, for lack of a better term. You kind of pick it up, like you're just looking at the walls and looking at the rat, like you're trying to figure it out. And as you grab hold of the rat, suddenly you feel yourself falling. You might try and make a scream. A sudden, ah! But you find yourself at this exact moment feeling yourself crushed by earth. You could feel the weight of the house on you. And you can feel something else moving, running along your skin. Is that a roots or is that worms? You're not sure, but it pokes at you softly as it starts to find its way towards your ears, your nose, and any other place it can find entrance, any place it can find purchase. Adder, you end up running into here Colton. You run into here Omen. These guys, they look none the worse for wear. Adder is in a distinct change of clothes.
Now, I have one question with what just happened in the basement.
You don't know
Since
about
I
it.
was listening.
You do not know about it. Do not even
Okay, I didn't know.
concern it.
Okay, no, I just didn't know if I could roll to hear the yell, but
There is no yell.
that's fine. Okay,
There is no evidence.
I'll just look
There
at
is
Adder
nothing.
and you. Did you guys go out or something? I mean,
Yeah, nice hoodie.
Thanks.
yeah.
Yeah, we
You
went
guys-
out.
You changed clothes?
Well, yeah. That's what you do when you go out.
Fair enough.
If
How was
you
your
say
guys'
so.
night?
Eventful. What about yours?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear all about it, but I think there's a thing going on in the basement.
All right.
I found a monster
Yeah.
rat.
A what?
A monster rat. You know, you ever seen Alien?
Yeah.
You know how its mouth just kind of opens up?
Yeah, you mean like the Predator where his mouth splits wide open and mandibles everywhere?
Yeah, like on Alien vs. Predator. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the
Why
the
is
rat
that?
the rat did that.
Why is
Oh,
that in our
And it-
basement?
And it stabbed my wrist.
There's a lot of
It's-
tiny holes currently in Adder's wrist, along with a very nasty burn mark.
the fuck have you been doing?
The pilot's lights on downstairs.
Good news, you have hot water.
I mean, that's a plus, I guess.
But it also means somebody else has been here recently.
It just
Because
means that
I didn't
gas
light
hasn't
that
been-
pilot light.
It just means that the gas hasn't ever been shut off.
It's been 7 years on the market. If somebody's paying for gas for that long on a house that's not
It
used,
could be an oversight.
I mean,
Yeah, a
Almost lived in a
pilot
house
light would
and
be
they didn't-
negligible.
gas is kind of cheap in some places. I mean,
Not
I
being-
once lived in a
it
house
is
that
not
kind of.
cheap here in Canada.
It could
Hey.
just be running off the stores
I
that's
mean-
been in the tank.
Okay. We'll come back to this at a later
It
point.
is an oddity.
You guys
Is
suddenly
what I'm
feel
saying.
the ground shift. Like,
Oh,
anybody who is Canadian descent has never experienced an earthquake.
oh.
What's an earthquake happening? Why's an earthquake happening?
Earthquakes don't happen here. I'm going downstairs to the
You
basement.
sure?
I'll
I
tell
don't
you all
know.
about Canadian geography after this whole damn thing.
Alright, just because I love animals, I gotta see this mutant rat thing.
You bringing Earl?
Start walking downstairs.
It won't come back.
Earl comes with me.
All right. So I'm gonna end up having you get. You can end up coming down. Adder, you run down to the basement. Your eyes, I imagine, are still glowing red at this point.
Oh yeah, they're
But-
Mine
spooky
would
red.
turn on.
But you don't see anything. Colton, you reach for the light switch to try and turn it on, and you realize that the lights aren't working down here.
The eyes of the beast, too.
Okay. Omen, anything I need to know about you?
Shit, where's my phone? Oh, okay. Flashlight.
When you end
I
up coming
can't see in
down,
the dark. Right
you
now.
can see Adder. The basement looks exactly like it did when you came down here the first time. Sans, Ruby, or the rat. Or any little bits
Ruby.
of blood stains that you can end up hearing. Ruby, you can
Chris?
you can hear them as Adder calls for you, but you can't even move your mouth in order to end up saying anything. You are crushed under this insane weight.
Mm.
Ruby? Ruby.
Colton will look around for Ruby.
Without opening my mouth or moving it, can I still make some semblance of a scream from my throat?
You could try, absolutely. I'll tell you what. Let's see here. Colton, Omen, or Adder. Somebody, you guys choose one person to make one roll. It can be assisted. This is going to be a wits awareness roll.
I have 5 dice.
I have 5 dice.
I have 6 dice.
I will help Omen.
Looks like I'm helping Omen.
Omen, I would like a wits awareness with a +2. The difficulty, well, I'm not going to specify. Let's see how you do.
Okay.
Just as a point of order, I checked my wrist and my wrist is still hurt, right? My hand still
is.
hurt? Okay.
It is.
Fine.
Oh, come on.
Ah, well,
Omen, do you
on.
want to willpower that, or do you want to succeed at a cost?
I need to, fuck. God damn.
Hear the cost out.
What's the cost?
From this point, I will end up allow in this, and I will treat it as though you rolled a crit. However, every action anybody takes, Ruby takes 1 point of aggravated damage.
Oh.
So you are going to be running against the clock.
Ooh.
You have a house on top of you, Ruby. You should be grateful you're
Yeah.
not dead right now.
Thankfully, my health was pretty good.
God
Ish.
damn. If a crit, though, I would know where. But do I really want to gamble with Ruby's health?
Guys, you guys keep taking a succeed at a cost every term. I gotta start up in the how extreme I'm doing these.
I'm a trust my willpower, honestly.
Okay. Well, you got 3 successes right now. You got 3 dice you can roll.
And I get fucking 0. Wait.
Okay, so a grand total of 11 dice rolled, 3 successes. That is some harsh rolls.
I can't wait to see your new character.
I swear
Right.
to fuck.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Omen, you hear something. It sounds like it's a long distance away. You're not sure where it's coming from. Like it's surrounding you.
Ooh.
Right now is not a great time for hide and seek, Ruby.
Gonna use Sense the Unseen if it sounds like it's surrounding.
As soon as you do, you realize that this entire basement is illuminated. There is an aura throughout all of the foundation of this house.
What the fuck happened here?
I'm going to look down to Earl and see if Earl can pick up her scent.
Earl
Why
can,
is the
but
foundation glowing?
Earl's just like pacing around in a corner, sniffing, going around corner to corner, sniffing, growling at something. Something doesn't smell right down here.
Yo, Adam,
I'm
where
just going
did
to follow
you last
Earl
see?
around, looking at what he looks, and see if I can pick up anything.
Where was the last place you saw Ruby?
It was right there, and he'll point to exactly where she was standing.
Yeah, which would happen to be where Omen's standing right now.
Right there, in that spot.
Omen would actually kneel down, kind of like tap the ground. Like, is there a hidden button here? What? Why
Feels
the fuck
like
is
old
this place
concrete.
glowing? Oh, this is solid as a fucking rock. What the fuck is it glowing about?
Is it glowing like at the apartment building?
What the fuck is it glowing? Not in that sense. At the apartment, there was a literal fucking presence I could feel. This is different.
You said it's in the walls.
It's in the foundation, buddy boy.
The foundation shook.
Hmm.
And like I said, we don't get earthquakes here in Winnipeg.
I want to pick up. There's got to be a piece of wood or something, and I'm just going to walk around tapping the walls in different places, listening for hollows or hitting the floor. Same deal. See if I can pick up anything.
I'm gonna do the same. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm assisting.
Guess I'll assist too.
All right. I will make this a wits awareness, but since you're kind of doing this aimlessly, I'm gonna up the difficulty.
Okay. Do I get the assist from the other two?
Yes, you do.
Okay. Going with 2.
Please do better than Omen. Yeah, buddy.
So that's 5 successes.
5 successes. You're tapping, and eventually you get to a location. You know this is where you threw the rat, and as you start tapping, Ruby, maybe you can hear it. It sounds like more like scraping with the muffling of the earth. Sound doesn't exactly travel through earth too well, but as you think somebody's above you, you start to yell. Trying to yell through your closed mouth as you can feel something currently trying to crawl into your tear duct. Colton, you hear something that's incredibly muffled. Incredibly quiet.
And do I get a bearing of where that is?
You're hearing that direct, like somewhere in this location. That's all you really get. Told you I have the difficulty.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to basically search the area, see if I can figure. Is there
concrete workbench, jars, a bunch of 2x4s, 2x6s, and 2x8s, like slid in amongst between the braces of the rafters above. Concrete.
Does it sound like it's coming from the other side of the basement wall?
Not the wall.
The floor.
Or the floor?
Sounds like the floor. Guesstimate. Could be in the corner, could be in the wall, could be in the floor. You're not sure what.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go outside and start digging.
Okay. Now understand, when you start digging, we are talking about the fact that you are having to dig through 12 feet of earth first before you even start to end up getting anywhere near that basement.
Mm-hmm.
You said there was tools all around. Was there a sledgehammer upstairs?
I think that would be fair. It looked like they ran out in the middle of demo work.
Yeah. So here's what Colton's going to do. Colton's going to go up and grab a sledgehammer, and if he heard muffled things underneath, he doesn't understand what's going on, but he's a man of action instead, so he's going to go to town on the floor.
I'm gonna try to break the concrete with my fist, particularly where Ruby was last seen.
Well, you don't know where Ruby was last seen, so.
Well, I pointed it out.
The
last known location. So we got 3 different dig sites happening. All right, so I actually know her location versus what you guys are guesstimating, and we got 3 different locations. So Adder's digging along the wall, digging along the foundation. Colton's grabbing a sledgehammer and going after the last location where the rat was, and Omen is currently going in the last location that Ruby was spotted. These are 3 separate locations. Am I understood on that? Okay. Now, we're going to let Omen go first, because Omen is the one who's, well, bluntly not needing to go outside and grab a tool or find the location. Alright, so, Omen, you're about to do some deconstruction, and you say you're doing this with your bare hands.
Yep.
through solid concrete.
Yep.
Just so I understand the
Well,
situation. I want to end up. Are you just throwing your hands down at it, or is there something I should be aware of? I want
uh,
you want to get through through this basement, as I understand it.
yep. Gonna rouse for prowess.
Okay, give me a rouse check,
Right.
and then I am going to make this a strength athletics.
Okay.
Is let's be real here. While it is a punch, there's not exactly form you can take to get the most swing down below, but it does make you hungrier.
Yep.
What's your current hunger at, Omen?
Current hunger is at 2.
Oh, well, then you got plenty to work with.
Plenty. All right. So. Mm, strength. Oh, hey.
Omen, that is a bestial crit. Do you want to keep it? Do you want to re-roll anything, or are you good where it is?
I'm good where it is.
Well, let's get the hard part out of the way. Since that is a crit, you push your fist down. You conjure the blood and it forces you to move with ungodly strength. Your fist ends up punching clean through the concrete, feeling the bending of a rebar, and you tear it out like it's if it was nothing more than tissue paper, to end up seeing, well, granite rock when you end up doing so. But you hear something muffling. You punch again, and the rock shatters. Now, Omen, you've been around long enough to know that this is not how Canada works. Canada is built on the Canadian Shield. It's a very, 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 very large slab of the granite rock. This shatters more like a shell. It shatters like eggshell. And when you end up doing so, you can see Ruby covered in vines and earth and roots. Like as if all the little things within there, are all feeding? Like as if she was buried in here. And what makes it worse is you can see she wasn't the only one. Skulls, femurs, ribs. She wasn't the first to come down here. Ruby, you suddenly feel a horrific impact on top of you. A sudden compression and then decompression, like a huge weight has been lifted off you. As you start to realize you were able to break free, you were still tied down by all this root, this rebar, this concrete.
If she can, she's gonna try and struggle to free
You,
herself a little bit more.
I'm gonna let you get out for free because of that ungodly crit by Omen. However, Omen, Omen, you don't like the implication of this. How the hell did Ruby just get buried under concrete very well set old concrete buried in a hollowed out chunk of granite under the fucking house. And what the fuck was it trying to do? You are currently under the paranoia compulsion.
Didn't expect to go digging for buried treasure today. And oh my god.
The second she is out of that hole, she is just kind of holding on to him just to kind of steady herself and looking down the hole. What the fuck was that?
Ruby,
That's
you
what I
can
wanna know.
see that the worms and maggots all are almost like they're pointing up at you, like they're reaching out to you. Don't leave us. Don't leave home. They don't want you to leave, Ruby.
She's gonna inch further away from it.
Adder, you start to end up doing some digging when you end up hearing this, or you don't even get to digging. You're up the top of the stairs, see Colton grab a sledgehammer as you go down, and you just hear this thwam! That suddenly ends up making you feel like the house just shifted again. Maybe it just got omen.
Oh, shit. And I'm cautiously peeking downstairs.
And you see Omen peels back the concrete like as if it's tissue paper, and pulls Ruby out from a hole that he managed to end up punching through.
Okay. Is everybody okay?
No, definitely not. What the actual fuck is this place? Because there is no feasible fucking way she should have been under this shit.
No, not at all. Not at all. So let's
Look,
go upstairs and talk
over.
about it.
No. You get over here and look. There are
I-
fucking bones and skulls and shit.
Yeah, I
Adder,
can see that from here.
it in me.
I can see that from here. I am plenty fine where I'm at. Thank you. So, what about, why don't we wind this up, come back upstairs, and we'll talk about it then, huh? And I go back upstairs.
Ruby's following.
Ruby, you follow Omen. What are you doing?
I feel like there's something fucking down there, man. Something's fucking down there. Because what the fuck?
And the worms would invite you to take her place.
Goddamn lucky I don't have something that. Wait.
The skulls look
Fire.
up at you. They don't move, but you can feel like they're looking at you. Like they're pleading, let us out. Let us out. Though their time is long since past.
Omen is taking one step back and closer to the pilot light.
You look,
What?
that small bit of glow of a light underneath the heater still flickers. You look at it as though it's inviting. And Omen, when you turn around to look back at the hole, you're just in an old musty basement.
What?
No hole, no worms, no skulls, no rats. Nothing.
He just used there and put his. Hey, ain't no fucking way. Hey, what?
Bolton's going to be coming down the stairs with a
What?
sledgehammer.
What? Ain't no goddamn. I just. I'm out. I'm out. Fuck this. Oh, hey, Colton.
What's
Bye,
going on?
Colton. Nope. I ain't staying here. I ain't. Fuck this. Out my way.
Okay, back up the stairs. All right.
And when you
Owen's
got
leaving the house.
when you both come out of the entrance to the basement, Adder's already grabbed something to bar the door with. There. We're not going down there anymore.
You see Owen continuously walking out the door.
The hell has
Nope.
Oh,
been
man.
spooked?
Nope.
When you walk out,
Mm-mm.
maybe it's just me, maybe it's just you, but you swear to God that overgrowth of grass has all of its blades pointing to you, like snakes ready to strike.
Okay, back in the house. Okay. You know what? Upstairs. You know, I'm just gonna. Y'all have a good night. I'm just gonna find me a little place to kind of just quarantine myself. I need time to think on what the fuck I just saw.
Are
The
you
thing,
okay?
whatever it is in the basement.
I don't trust it. It's this entire fucking area. Okay, the grass was pointing at me, at her. Okay, that is not fucking normal.
What drug was the person on that you last fed on?
What drugs are you on? Because you just got eaten and you are acting normal.
Okay, what the
Is
hell
it the
happened
worms
down
talking, Omen? Did the worms get in her head? She's way too normal, despite the fact she just got eaten by a basement.
Let's all calm down. Take a deep breath. In the nose and out the mouth.
I don't want to fucking breathe. I want to be safe. This place is not safe. It's not
Okay.
goddamn safe.
Nothing is goddamn safe. What do you want?
You know what? I know a place that's safe. And you see Omen open up his duffel bag, and you see him pull out a fucking sword that he's been carrying this entire fucking time. And he
What kind of
unsheathes
sword
it.
is that? What kind of sword is that? Like this has been something that Omen's been hiding for a bit. What is that sword?
It is a very well maintained Roman Spatha. Actually, it has been the hilt is beaten to shit, but you can tell that it's been rewrapped several times, and the blade has been polished to a mirror shine, but you can see that there are etchings along the edge of the blade, like tally marks. And it has never been shown to this group, ever.
And
'Cause
now
Omen
Omen
has-
holds it like a security blanket.
Yep, because he does not feel safe, and that is rare.
Omen.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Omen.
If the grass is coming to get me, I'm gonna take it out first. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Omen, just listen to me.
No. What else you gotta say that's gonna help me stay safe from the weird fucking grass outside and the basement that wants to fucking eat us?
Omen. We are 4 monsters standing in an empty house.
And the basement just ate you and potentially wants to eat the rest of us. I don't want any part of it.
All right.
Okay. Big shot. Where else are we gonna meet?
You know what? We can figure that out tomorrow. Because I'm not staying here for a minute longer.
Because I've got some brilliant ideas, much like you had the other day, about a specific basement now.
You know, I don't think I have all my faculties in order to actually process this. Because
Obviously not.
you know what? There's weird shit across the street, weird shit here, weird shit everywhere. I need my peace. I need my peace. I need peace. This is the only thing that I have that can give me peace, and I know exactly where I can go to get my goddamn peace. Okay, I ain't dealing with this. And you see Owen leave out the door.
Let him go. Let him go.
What
He's-
time of night is it?
Oh, I'd say about 5:30. You know, sunrise is coming up pretty soon.
Oh. Omen?
I got
Oh.
this. And I'm gonna go after Omen.
The sun's coming up.
Don't worry,
Okay.
Omen.
What?
The sun's coming up. We don't have time to go anywhere.
Man, I don't want to be there, man.
Okay. I have
Omen,
another place that
you
we can stay.
see what you swear to God was a blade of grass just caressing the window, trying to get in.
Oh, the more you talk, the less time I have to go the fuck on.
Follow me, and I'm gonna take him to my truck.
You mean the one you
What the
parked
fuck?
on the other side of the grass?
No, it's the one that I parked down the street.
Which you
On
need
the
to
other side
walk.
of the grass.
Yeah, we're gonna need to go through the grass anyways.
Omen has a sword pointed towards the fucking grass. Okay.
It's all looking
Any
at you.
fucking-
Yeah, no, Omen. You can see it. They're primed to strike.
Oh God. How the fuck you deal with this shit?
Colton, it's a fucking overgrown lawn. The wind just
Yeah.
swept it all over. It's just grass was pointed towards the house beforehand because it was out there. It's still flurrying around the edges. It looks normal,
Okay.
but then again,
Okay.
given what you just experienced in the basement,
He doesn't know what happened in the basement. Nobody's told him. Except for apparently it ate Ruby, and he doesn't understand that.
And
That-
Ruby's back now.
Yeah, Ruby's back now. So Omen, just come with me.
How the hell you gonna get through that?
he's looking.
I'm just
He
gonna
looks
walk
at
out.
a lawn, overgrown. The weeds have grown up to 3 feet long. The kind of grass you might have heard about small children getting lost and never found again in.
If you're,
Bruh,
come on,
bruh,
and I'm gonna walk out in the grass.
don't you go. You fool. You damn fool.
All right,
Go on.
Colton,
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to make me a roll.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a really high difficulty here. As you said, you just walk right into the grass, right?
Yeah, because I have no idea what's going on.
Okay, I need you to roll me a persuasion and composure, because right now Omen's freaking the fuck out and he needs to calm the fuck down.
Persuasion and composure.
Yep. You need to showcase your calm and give him that calm radiated upon him, because convince him that the grass is not going to eat him.
3 successes.
Okay. Omen, I need a... Well, I wouldn't call it... Normally I'd ask for a composure / resolve, but there's no compulsion...
There's no composure going on with this man right now.
Composure is out of the window right
Out
now.
the window. He's basically acting on a composure 0.
Omen, I'll tell you what. You're pretty worked up right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well,
maybe
okay.
you're a little on edge. You're a little paranoid right now. So what I'm going to end up asking from you is actually a fear frenzy roll. Because when that grass suddenly moves again after Colton has walked through it, well, you're not sure if that's just natural physics or if the grass really has it out for you as it springs back into position and look you and stare you down, eyeless blades pointed towards you.
God
Oh
damn.
no. He's gonna run into the
No.
sun,
No,
right?
no, he's good. He's good. Okay. Omen. Colton seems fine. But the blades are surrounding him now. He's trying to stay on the pathway, or what he figured might be the pathway. Or maybe the house has it out for you specifically. It doesn't like the fact that you hurt it. The fact that you broke it. Maybe it's trying to lead you into a false sense of security.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it.
Do Ruby and Adder see any of this?
Oh God, yeah. Like at this point, he's just putting on a show.
Look,
you could come back in the house.
You're either going to stand out here in the sun, go back in the house, or come with me. That is the three things that you can do right now.
I swear to God, Colton, if the grass comes for me, I'm using you as a goddamn floaty.
Okay, look, he will how big is Omen?
He is not big at all. He's tall.
I am literally going to come over and pick you up and princess carry you across the lawn.
We never speak of this after that.
Okay. Colton, I'm going to need you to make me a strength athletics.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Is you are having a fight through tall grass.
2 successes.
Okay, Colton. You pick up Omen. Man who can punch through solid concrete, rip open rebar. Terrified of blades of grass. You hold him in your arms. You start to walk. Omen, you swear that they're just the blades are pointing to you like they want to reach out and grab you. And Colton, suddenly one foot goes into the ground. You feel yourself losing. Yeah, balance.
Watch what the hell you doing, Colton? Watch what the fuck you doing? Okay, keep yourself steady.
And
it's the damn gopher hole. It's okay.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It's a goddamn gopher hole. As you pull your leg out and try to get him to your truck.
Bowels of Mother Earth on us.
And Colton, as you get in the truck, you look at it like man's panicking over grass, and you see in the grass eyes that remind you of yours, of Adder's. But they're tiny. Watching you as you enter the truck.
I see these eyes.
You do. They're pretty hard to miss, red and glowing.
Do I have the ability to do something?
If you think you can.
I want to draw my silenced pistol and shoot it. Because I don't like glowing eyes standing there looking at me.
All right, roll me a dex and... Roll me a dex and firearms.
I am also staring at you all with glowing red eyes right now, by the way.
Yep.
Well, if you are down in the grass, you...
Meanwhile, Ruby's sitting there with her phone out, just recording the whole fucking thing.
You know what? And
3? Are you happy with that?
No, I'm going to willpower 2 dice. Because I want to hit whatever the hell is hiding in the grass. With eyes that should not be looking like mine. Nope,
right.
It's 3.
Well, you fire, and the red eyes disappear as the bullet goes through. Now understand, a silencer is not going to do the John Wick thing where it just sounds like pew, pew. No, it can be heard. It's clearly a gunshot. It just reduces the decibel count a lot.
Well, I'd probably be using subsonic. You would definitely hear a big, loud metal clack. Yeah, it is still very loud.
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Understand that kind of equipment is not standard issue in Canada. It's very much.
Oh no.
Uh, just so you're under no misunderstandings in case you're further searched.
Oh no.
But
I've researched this.
the eyes stop glowing. Oh, and you see as Colton has grabbed his firearm from the sitting position of the driver's seat, reached across you with the window rolled down, and fires a shot into the grass.
Motherfucker, I told you there was something out there.
I didn't like the way it was looking at me.
They have eyes?
That's what I saw. I'll be right back. I'm going to go over and look at where the eyes were.
Ruby, you are recording this.
Uh-huh.
You see nothing except Colton stumbling, walks in to his truck. Omen gets in, pulls out a pistol, and puts a round into the lawn.
Fucking Christ. They're gonna call the police.
Adder, I think I'm starting to understand that we may be the saner of the four of us.
I'm not convinced about you, darling.
I don't go shooting grass.
Hey, man, let's get the fuck out of here.
I'm not afraid of the fucking grass.
Nobody fires a gun at 5:30 in the morning.
All right, I'm going to drive. Like, if I don't see anything,
Colt,
I'm going to drive away.
I'm just giving them a chance to react to this.
Oh,
Let's be
sorry.
honest. There's a lot to react to here, and I'm trying to.
I thought they were done. I am sorry.
Colton?
I didn't mean to.
Colton, when you go in, you check the grass and you're looking around for something. You can smell it. You can smell it. Smell the blood. It stinks. It stinks like animal blood. It stinks like. And you look, and there is a pretty young gopher with its brains currently cascading over blades of grass onto what you have to presume once was the walkway before it was overtaken by nature.
Ruby, dearest, do you have a place to sleep tonight?
I could always go to the club and stay in the basement.
No. No. You're not staying in any more basements. You're coming to mine.
Ooh. Juicy.
I'm not letting you out of my sight just yet, darling.
Alright. You can watch me all you want.
Don't get weird.
You better get going.
Yep.
It's getting really early in the morning.
I don't live too far, thankfully.
I think
A couple
that
blocks away.
is where we're going to take our first little break. Be right back, everybody. And
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks. Don't mind me, I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. To start the night, the new here night, I am going to end up asking for rouse checks. Okay, Ruby's a little hungrier again.
Guess who's back at Hunger 4?
Second verse, same as the first, I suppose. But it looks like everybody else passed. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Winnipeg by Night. After being accosted by an abandoned property in a supposed safe haven, safe being relative in the world of darkness, one coterie member having been eaten by a basement, and, well, small plots happening between the coterie members, and once again the divide happens between the Omen and Colton, with the Adder and Ruby being in opposing places. In this case, where they are staying. A new night here comes as the sun sets. Omen, you've had a moment to reconcile, to steel yourself. Colton, you at this point are left with one hair less around in the chamber, valiantly executing Gopher. Adder, you are unnerved by the amount of calm that is befallen Ruby, despite her being buried, quote-unquote, alive under a house within a shell of granite. A pretty typical day since you all ended up taking over Mountain Avenue. I wonder what tonight brings.
You know, Colton, gotta say, last night was not the best. Look, for me, I'll admit it, but I hope we both can agree that we will never speak of this night again, and not again.
At least you know I have your back.
A moment of weakness. I'm just gonna chalk up to that.
Oh,
I'm never going back there again. I hope you know this.
I don't blame you. So how are we going to tackle our current task?
That. Let's see. We could always play. We're a part of another gang. That would be one way to do it. Could always fuck up one of the properties too.
Would we we know of any properties that we could?
Wouldn't be hard to do. The question is the level of impact you're looking for.
Basically instigating a big enough impact that it would be okay. What the fuck happened over here? But not big enough, like to the point of okay, this is a blown out declaration of war.
Tricky. That would imply you really understand the Baron's level of thinking, which, let's be honest here, is a questionable assertion at best.
Yeah.
However, not completely out of the question.
Could I possibly make a wits insight to try to understand, like, see if I can understand the barons?
Wouldn't be a wits insight. It would be a you'd be going off of intelligence politics on that one.
Okay.
Because that you're not piecing together any new information you'd be gathering. You'd be going off of sheer memory and understanding of the positions that they currently hold, which would be more akin to their reputations more than anything.
Okay.
Could I try to go for that?
Yeah, you can definitely make it. You can definitely try.
Okay. Colton, you got any dots in politics? Politic?
No.
Yeah, I thought that. You know, had to try. I'm aroused for this one.
Okay.
Definitely gonna get the munchies. Oh boy. Alright. Not too bad. Think I want to willpower those last two.
Okay. Well, you definitely have 4 successes, so that is a crit.
There we go.
Nice. So 6, that is 8. Oh, I mean, you got an idea. Now, here's a question. What ultimately are you looking for? Like, intent-wise? What's the hope?
The hope is to find a building that is important enough that it would get Louis' eye to look over in the direction of Silverstein and get attention off of our area so Matthias could do his thing.
Easiest one to end up doing would probably be the Gold Eyes Stadium. It's not exactly a lap of luxury, especially not compared to the Bomber Stadium that is down low, but it is a location that has some cultural significance. It's definitely not something that can be ignored, and probably would end up being able to get a decent reaction. I guess it just depends on what you do with it. Then again, it is also closer to the heart of Louis' domain, so high risk, high reward.
Okay. Well, there's a stadium we could try to fuck with. But that's closer to the center of Louis. all depends on how bad do we really want this. Because it definitely would get eyes away from here.
We
So,
could do this. What do you think? You
I
could break
think,
some things. I
yeah,
could break some things. I could I could sneak in, set a small fire, and put the tag up. Get out.
hmm, I almost feel like I should do it because you're better at with guns than I am. If we're getting the fuck out.
I could cover you, yes, but how good are you at sneaking again? I forgot to ask.
Uh, well, it's been asked multiple times. I'm decent.
I forget. I am sorry.
It's fine. I mean, it's not like it's my strong suit or anything. It's definitely
How good are you behind the wheel?
not. I am an average driver.
Hmm. Oh, we won't need to get away quickly. It's up to you. I don't mind going in. I'm good at getting in and getting out. Or I can cover you. It's up to you whose head's
Um,
going to be on the chopping block.
honestly, you cover me because if shit goes down in my face, I can deal with that.
Hmm. Okay. Well, I suppose we should go out and try. You could
Yep.
probably break a couple of things, vandalize it a bit, and throw up the tag. It might be easier.
Yeah.
might be easier, he says.
Well, you fail 100% of the shots you don't take. So,
This is certainly true. So, you guys are heading out there. What is Ruby and Adder up to as you wake up in Adder's little basement apartment, if I recall?
Yep, just a small little thing. It's barely big enough for a single bed, some room on the floor, his personal belongings, all of it just kind of stashed in this sort of basement space
Mm,
because the upstairs is not occupied,
we can
and
be
he'd
grateful
like to
for
keep it
small
that
things
way.
like that.
hmm So he would probably have offered Ruby the bed, and he just camp out on the floor.
She would have offered to share the bed, but that's just Ruby.
Ruby, you have left some stains on that bed
Yep.
as you currently find your forehead and your wrists currently oozing a bit.
Back to this. I'll
Good
pay you
morning.
for whatever cleaning you've got to do.
Oh, not again.
Yes, again. Guess last night took a bit more out of me than I thought. Considering, all the maggots and worms that were trying to get in me.
Man, I'm sorry.
Might have taken a bit more than you expected.
What happened? exactly?
I don't know. The walls were glowing, the entire foundation was glowing, really, and I was trying to find out why. All of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm surrounded by dirt, buried with the weight of the house on me, and just things crawling all over my skin.
And you actually like felt the dirt around you and the
Yeah,
worms
the
and stuff.
yeah, the weight, everything. I could faintly hear you guys at some, but I couldn't move. I couldn't do anything.
I went up to meet the boys. We got to chatting briefly, and then the whole house shook like an earthquake.
And there aren't earthquakes up this far.
No,
I've been around here long enough to know that much at least. That must have been when I was taken, eaten, something.
something. Well, glad you're back. I'm glad we didn't lose you to whatever that thing was.
That would have been a hell of a way to go out. Eaten by house.
Yeah, thanks to Omen. Whatever he did punching the concrete kind of just broke whatever thing was holding you, and there you were.
Yeah, I could see their skulls and whatnot around there. So I'm obviously not the first it's eaten.
Got me thinking about some interesting ideas that maybe some of our coterie mates have brought up about keeping captives at some point. If we need it. I'm not suggesting that we do that to any of them, because that would be awful. But, if
I like that option more than I did the werewolf basement one, to be honest.
yeah, because at least we could theoretically keep them for however long.
Exactly. Nothing says that they're going to be eaten right away.
It's also not the most pleasant thing, I imagine.
No, it's not.
But are you
But
holding up?
speaking of Omen, she's going to pull out her phone and send Omen a text. It's going to be that video and a note of thanks for the show.
Motherfucker.
Aside from the how you holding up?
I'm a little bit shaken. To be honest, it wasn't that pleasant feeling maggots trying to get in through the tear duct, amongst other places.
Yikes!
I'm
Yikes!
trying not to think of that because that's probably going to set off a whole chain of events I don't think we want to deal with.
Well, feeding was on my itinerary again tonight. So, if
Mine too.
we should take care of you first.
All right. Let's
We
start
should
off.
bring the boys in on this because this is going to be another nightmare, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and try to pull the boys in.
All right. So who are you calling?
We'll call Omen since we've already texted him.
Son of a bitch. Oh. The two.
You were my knight in shining armor once. Do it again.
I see this as a constant trend. All right. After seeing the text, Colton, buddy, pal, it seems like the other two want to meet. So, do we want to put this off, or, well, they want to do this?
I can drop you off if they
All
need
right.
you.
Yeah, I think that might work for the best. What you got planned in the meantime?
I don't know.
Could you?
What do you need?
Could you jury rig a little something for the job?
Possibly. What do you need?
Well, it's not something that I need specifically. It's something that you can shoot at to make go boom. Because
I could do this.
honestly, I know you're gonna have my back and stuff from far, but I mean, I still want to give you something to do. Besides, kind of need who doesn't like a little bit of action scenery while we leave the scene of unmistakable crimes.
Hmm. I might have something that I can use. Derek.
What's up?
Now, I have the what is it called? Check the trunk, where I can have like random things.
Okay.
Now, there is such a thing called a reactive target. I do not know the legality of such things in Canada.
I can almost assuredly say no.
Okay. Could I possibly have the things to make a reactive target? Because I do have I have a reloading specialty, and I would assume I might have the equipment to do so in the back of my truck.
Hmm. Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. So you're going to need to walk me through. Oh, I stand corrected. Yes, should be fine, all things considered. But doing so in the middle of a city might be a bad idea.
Oh, well, you wanted to make a bang.
Yeah, like those are like, and just to be clear, when you're talking reactive target, you're talking about a.
Like tannerite.
Okay,
Um,
no, not what I'm talking about. Not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is something as simple as a metal spindle that when you hit it changes the weight, and so it starts making a new moving target for target practice. That's what I'm thinking.
oh, like a doling tree. No, I was thinking
You're talking about
they're
shoot
basically
something, go bang.
Explosive
Yes.
Yeah,
materials,
no.
yes.
I can almost guarantee you no.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be legal. I didn't think I could have one or pick one up in Canada, but could I make one?
Tricky craft rule, but possibly.
Okay. I could try this.
I would say a craft and intelligence.
Oh, intelligence. Ooh, I was open text, but
You, craft decks would imply more of like machining and trying to do precision work, What you're asking about is literally playing with chemistry, close enough that it's almost a science roll.
Okay. I will try that, but I'm going to have to rouse the will for this.
Okay.
Because I would only have 2 dice.
All right.
Ooh.
Smart boy is not my specialty.
Eh, 2 successes. Is that a crit? No, it is not. So, we're oh right, you were arousing. So you managed to not get hungrier. Whether it works or not, I mean, you have to field test it. But you're in an enclosed space in your haven. Might not be the best idea here.
No.
And it's much like you've commonly told me. When asked, do you have a degree in theoretical physics? You said I have a theoretical degree in physics.
Yeah.
So, what are we thinking of?
Well, while I drop him off, I was thinking about taking a trip to someone's domain.
All right. Well, then we will have you drop off Omen. Omen, you join Ruby and Adder for a hunting trip. Exciting. Are we going to skip the basic feeding scene this time? I hope so.
I think we all hope that.
Want it to go off without a hitch, and we want backup in case things get nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Because it wasn't exactly pretty
The last time.
the last time.
So, Adder, why don't you tell me on how this is going to go, since I'm getting the impression you're leading the trip to get Ruby fed and Omen as backup. So, how does this go?
Well, it didn't exactly go so well, the way that I'd planned it before, so we're going to try something different. Something maybe along the lines of... seducing someone. Not that that's my forte much either, but maybe with a little bit more help, that might go a little bit more smoothly.
Oh, Adder, you've never been a stranger to experimentation, so why not?
No, not at all.
So, let's start off then with making a manipulation subterfuge. Now, who amongst your coterie has subterfuge to assist, and where is this happening at Ruby's club? Is this trying to find like another watering hole, or you trying to catch somebody at a bus station? What are you looking at?
I think Ruby's club might be a good spot because she's familiar with the space already, and I'm just playing wingman.
Okay, if you're playing wingman, then it's Ruby that's going to need to make the roll, not you.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm playing wingman.
All right, Omen, do you have any subterfuge?
Nope.
Okay, you are
not
here. Break concrete in case of emergency. Hide behind grass in case of the break glass going awry. Got it.
Alright. And he said it was manipulation subterfuge.
That is correct, and Adder, I believe, will give you a +1.
Yep.
Remember, we're looking for 5 successes. You're still
Here's
going
to
to...
hoping.
Yep.
Oh,
Again.
That is a 2. That's going to eat up an hour of your night.
I am going to will
Goth scene is coming out. Or on the way out at this point. Not as many people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like it was back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Ooh,
that's
better.
That is a crit. All right, and because that's a crit, you will have. I'm willing to end up upping it. However, there is one complication.
Yeah. Oh boy.
So I'm going to
This
need.
is why we have our good friend At the ready.
Okay. So we currently need your remaining willpower with your
Yep.
humanity bonus to make a difficulty of 3, I believe, because you're just at 4.
Ooh, that's a crit on that
Thread
too.
the needle.
God.
Thread the needle, my dear Ruby. It was a little awkward having to hide the fact that you are currently oozing vitae. I mean, every time Omen and Adder are around you, you guys, your mouth starts to water a little bit. Such is the flavor of vitae, the forbidden fruit. But you manage to hold it together as Ruby starts to feed with sensual momentum, shall we say. There is a want. Even as the wounds close, the smell still doesn't change anything. That need to feed still. Ruby, outside of your little bit of awkwardness, that awkward moment where you have somebody pull off their shirt and have it cover their eyes as you stop them from removing it totally, trying to play it off as intimate rather than hiding the fact that you are actively bleeding. It all goes away the second you get that first taste. Now, how much are you taking, Ruby?
I am taking 2.
Taking 2. Enough to bring you from 4 to 2. It's not full. It's a mite sight better than where you were. And this time didn't come up with a body. Though they're certainly spent. Maybe of your company as well as other ways, but you can be grateful. Security will take them out for the most part. Maybe had a little bit too much to drink. Easy to hide these things, especially with your club running cover for you. Omen, have you been in this club before? That is the question.
Think like once, actually. Don't think I knew that this was fucking Ruby's club, though.
Welcome to the crypt.
Shit. Okay. Damn, I didn't know. Okay. So that's why those weird ass looks were happening that one time. Alright.
Weird ass looks from who?
Don't worry about it.
I understand it's not your scene.
No, it's not my kind of scene. It's definitely my friends, though, which concerns me.
Oh?
Don't like it. Don't like it at all. But anywho,
You don't like golf clubs? Is that what's going on?
I don't have a problem with how people dress. Golfs are cool, honestly. It's just I don't like.
He doesn't like the fact it's done by me.
The taste in music, hurts me.
What is your preferred genre of music there, Mr. Omen?
Honestly, I got several friends that are into jazz, some into rock even, some even into R&B. I know, stereotypical.
I didn't ask about your friends, I asked about you.
Yeah, but here's the reason. That is my reason why I like it.
So you follow the crowd?
Nah, I follow my friends, honestly. But also, my friends kind of follow me. So,
Same difference.
hmm, see, a crowd implies that there are over 5 people. Okay, but I'm
When
with
somebody
friends.
says follow the crowd, what do you think I mean by that?
Listen, bruh. Honestly, you mean a lot of shit when you say stuff.
I'm
You
just
got
trying to
like,
understand you, my guy. I want to help you help yourself.
mm, mm.
You have things that you want. I have things that I want. Ruby has things she wants. And Colton has things that he wants. And we're a gang, as much as you want to call it that, or a coterie if you prefer, or a whatever it is that you want to call our little ragtag little group of people. We're kind of associated with each other now.
Fine, fine, okay. Ruby,
Hmm?
I, have you ever had a person named Faye like come to your club trying to schedule a gig here? Because I know she was here once months ago. I don't know if she's been back.
I'd
I'm
have to
making a
take
mental note of that name.
I'd have to take a look, but if you're talking like her playing jazz music in here, we haven't scheduled that.
Oh no, she plays more than just jazz, honestly. But
Musician friend of yours?
oh hell yeah.
Killer Queen is an up and comer in Winnipeg. If that's who he's talking about. I mean, everybody who's anybody who's in the scene would know about Killer Queen.
I think I've seen him play a couple of gigs at other places before.
Yeah, she plays around Winnipeg quite a bit. Um,
Oh, I know who you're talking about then.
yeah,
Yeah, so do I.
do
Whether
me
I've
a
seen her in here, can't really say that I have.
yeah.
Should
Okay.
talk to a couple of my employees, see if they've seen her a couple times.
You know what? It's fine. Um, ain't got to do all that.
But
Please don't. Do me a favor, please. No bite.
and why is that?
I find out someone's gonna be missing teeth.
Hmm.
Raven,
Good to know.
when he says that, I imagine you guys are in the office, right?
Mm.
Hmm.
So everybody's got the radio on in the back. Just tune in, local radio station, and all that. The radio ends up cutting out as there is a news report kicking off. Apparently, a situation has ended up having to end up closing off some streets to end up warning people to end up staying out of the area, to not end up going as traffic will be backed up for kilometers at a time. Over
In
in
what
the east,
area?
over in the
Yeah,
east
what area?
end, near the ballpark.
East End of the ballpark. What's going on at the ballpark?
Goldeye Stadium.
God damn it.
And we're going to transition to the next scene. Colton, you're driving a ways in. You're in Louis' domain right now. Hopefully not garnering too much attention, but so long as you try and keep a low profile, everything's going to be fine. One can hope. But as you end up approaching, you're going to try and solo this up, as I understand it, setting up
Yes.
a few things. So what you end up are you driving right towards the stadium, or is there anything I need to know about your approach? I don't want to
I
end
would
up getting
probably
anxious.
park further away and go on foot, leaving Earl in the truck.
He growls at you as you're leaving him in the truck. He didn't much like that. Think he doesn't like me leaving your side too much. That faithful old hound.
I know, boy, but this is something I gotta get in and out. And like it or not, you are a big white fluffy thing that is everybody loves to see.
Hmm. You have a. You end up looking up at the ballpark. It's a few stories tall, but nothing like the larger buildings. And in all honesty, I mean, this area doesn't even look near as well as developed as the center of the city, despite the fact it's not more than a stone's throw away. It's unnerving how little wiggle room there is between Louis's domain and Matthias's domain. But there is some no man's land. And no man's land works very, very well in this case. You drive up and you walk up. You can see the front gates closed. After all, it's not quite the season, though it is spring, and soon we have a good chance to play ball. Everybody's still disappointed at the Gold Eyes' performance last year, and well, ticket sales are down, but given recent events, I guess that shouldn't be a shock. Still, as you end up walking by, lights are out. Nobody's home. But it's also pretty much all concrete out here. And you're looking to do some damage.
Can I make an addendum of one other thing that I brought with me?
Yeah, sure. What do you, so long as it's not
Just a gas can.
always good. All right. Okay. I am going to say, sure, you're walking along with a gas can, a duffel bag full of what you have brought, and I'm presuming a firearm of such tucked away under your shirt. You end up starting to approach. How do you want to end up doing this, Colton?
I would probably go from a side that is less traveled. Maybe if I have to scale the fence.
Okay. Let's start off with that then. I would like a dex stealth, and if you have a breaking and entry specialty, by all means use it.
You know, we don't want to be seen here, so I'm going to rouse the blood.
By all means. Four successes. Pretty solid.
Hmm.
You still got 2 free dice if you want to re-roll or not. I'm not going to force the issue. I'm just going to leave
Yeah,
that
I'm
open.
going to reroll 2 just to see if I can get any higher.
Very much so. You
Very much. Oof.
that it goes
That's a
from
crit.
4 to 8. Well done. You managed to sneak in, Colton. It's not far off from the loading bays. You start to go in and work your way. You're actually under the stands right now. Start walking. You can see the lights illuminating the center of the park. And as you end up going through, you suddenly hear a crack. The sound of a bat hitting a ball. Rattling of some kind of a net catching it. You look out into the floodlights in the middle of the stadium. And you see somebody sitting there and with a net put out just off to the side. I should say more off to the side. Batting practice. There is somebody swinging a bat. It's hard to see. They're just outside the floodlights. You hear another crack. You, thankfully, are in shadow, away from direct sight. There is somebody here.
If I can, I'm looking for a soft target. Maybe some, if there's a tractor or trailer that, like, has a trailer there that is full of cargo or maybe memorabilia, something along the lines. Something that wouldn't take the whole stadium up, but would cause enough of a ruckus that if it were to disappear.
Fire's tricky one way or the other, but you can definitely end up finding it. Like I said, you're not far off from loading docks. I'd imagine that there's probably something akin to a U-Haul bringing in stuff to set up for the season.
Okay, I'm going to spread my gas around and do a little bit of a trail. But before I do that, I'm going to find a nice soft part, maybe some wood, and carve in that tag with my knife.
Okay. Make me a Dexcraft roll. You,
Damn, I'm critting.
yeah, that is a crit. As clean as can get. Colton, you carve it in. You sit there with a trail of gas. You can smell it. You know, it's not the liquid, it's the fumes that are ignitable, right?
Yeah.
Maybe your beast knows that too. You can already feel it not liking where this is going. Hard enough to function with a lighter sometimes as a kindred. But what you're about to do? That's a different story. It's all on you, Colton.
I was waiting. I didn't know if you were about to call for me for a roll.
I don't think I need to end up making a roll for you to decide to pull out a lighter.
Oh, I'm not even going to go that far. He's a woodsman. He would pull out flint and steel.
Not a problem. So you give it a quick scrape. Small sparks. Ignition. Fire starts to follow the trail. I'm going to need a frenzy check, though, because this is open flame that is moving very fast.
Yes, sir, it is. Alright, and then. Oof,
1.
I run.
Not necessarily, Colton. I am a generous ST. And it's rare for me to end up giving a succeed at a cost, there is a single success there, so it does make the marker. And while you can't willpower this, I am willing to end up offering you a cost.
Tempt me.
It's really quite simple. A complication arises in about 2 minutes. You're gonna save one problem for a problem that shows up later. That's all. I'm just shifting it by 2 minutes.
You know, it's going to make for an interesting story. I'll see where you're taking me.
You watch as the fire starts to go up to the truck. You can see it clawing. The fire starts to rise and lick the side of the truck. Inside the flames light, you can see the emblem you just carved. Pretty little piece, really. And then you hear barking. You hear barking from a little distance away.
Does it sound like Earl?
That is definitely Earl.
I would take off running towards Earl.
Okay. You start to run. Let me be fair about this. Roll me a wits awareness. This is going to be a higher difficulty, as obviously your attention is elsewhere. You run. You have 2 successes. Are you wanting to spend willpower on that?
Yeah, I'll spend a willpower for another 2 dice to try to fish for another crit. Because I'd like to know what's going on. 3 successes.
3 is still pretty solid. Colton, you realize you haven't heard a bat swing or a ball hit in the past 2 minutes.
Colton will just pull up his hood and pull up his mask a little bit and take off running towards Earl. He doesn't know what's going on, but he knows Earl's not happy.
Alright, you scale the fence. You aren't even trying for subtlety at this point, because subtlety is about to be a 3-letter word by the time you're here done scaling that. The fire is already kicking up and you can already start to smell the smoke. You end up landing on the other side of the gate as the chain link ends up rattling an unmistakable sound as you start to run to your vehicle. You end up hearing fire alarm. Somebody must have saw the fire. Maybe the person inside. And as you end up running to your truck. You see Earl, he is pawing at the glass inside, barking, barking, barking. His paws hitting the windshield. What do you do, Colton?
would ask Earl what's going on. Using feral whispers. Because I can just do that.
You know, Earl's way of telling you the predator's nearby. But that wouldn't get him to spook. He knew you were trying to stay quiet. Something about the truck. They marked or touched your truck.
I'm going to look underneath of it.
Alright, Colton, you're gonna have to do this quick, so what's investigation?
You know what? I know where I was for this, too.
Okay.
Because I need to know what the hell is going on.
That is more than enough. You look under the truck, there's nothing there, you don't see the brake lines cut, you don't smell gas, you're looking what the hell it is. You end up seeing Earl keep pounding at the hill windshield. And you eventually open up the hood. And you realize that what you're staring at is the truck missing a very key component. It's spark plugs.
Hmm.
And it's at that point you hear something like metal landing on concrete, like somebody dropped a piece of change or something. And it's not far behind you.
I would spin around and my hand would go underneath my jacket. See what I see.
She's tall, muscular, not ripped, not jacked, but very athletic. Hair's long, almost full on redhead, but not that dyed red shtick that Ruby pulls in. No, this is all natural, but not curly, very straight. Athletic tank top with long separate sleeves, all in grays and blacks and whites. Fairly monotone, which really brings out her hair at this point as you see her dropping out of her hand one spark plug after another. A sick grin on her face as she ends up looking you over. Sniffs the air. That was funny. You hear as the sirens or the fire alarm continues to ring. Starts to walk towards you.
I'm going to activate a power.
By all means.
I'm going to activate, what is it called? Because this is probably going to get bad. I'm going to activate toughness. In preparation for what's about to go down.
You're activating toughness. They seem pretty confident.
Don't suppose you let me get my spark plugs and be on my way.
Thinks about it. With the last one in her hand. Sure. Why not? And with a flick of the wrist, with an ungodly strength, you end up seeing fly right towards the fire. It's almost over 100 meters away. It takes a while before you even hear the echo of it hitting the concrete. Stick sends their regards. Doodles. She starts to walk away.
Okay. I'm gonna grab the rest of the spark plugs. How far away am I? Was I allowed to parkour?
Pretty far. If you're
Okay.
probably 200 meters away from the bit, but she just hucked that thing here straight across back into the facility. So,
Well, no. I'm looking to try if I can push this even further away down a side street.
it'd be tough, but possible. But then again, I think you know right now you're not just hearing the fire alarm go off now.
Hmm.
You're probably getting a faint sense of emergency services.
Yes. I just want to get out of sight.
Tell you what, this is a full-on truck, so I'm going to make it a difficulty 5 check. This is not something most humans just push on a whim. I think that's fair to say. So I'm going to ask for a strength athletics for you to get it appropriately out of the way.
Alright. Because I need this, I'm going to rouse yet again. I've been lucky so far, but it's probably not going to hold out, but I still need the draw and everything I can.
Yeah, you end up hearing barking. As you end up seeing Earl is currently fishing to get out, wanting to end up helping you, trying to end up making sure that you're okay, or whatever she was.
In order to push this, I'm probably going to end up opening the door to put it into gear and everything, so Earl will be out
I
beside me.
already put that into account, but Earl is out. Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
That's a 3.
And
You could try and willpower it to bring it up to 5, but
yeah, I have to. Burning through stuff, but
I can also offer you a success.
Thanks
But
me yet again.
emergency services arrive a lot quicker than you could have possibly anticipated.
I'm gonna try to willpower.
Alright, don't say I didn't give you the option.
I know.
Wow, that is another crit. Crits for days from Colton as you shove shove it with all your might, trying to end up pushing it, trying to end up getting it down some kind of back alley, a place off, away from the property, away from it all. As you end up doing so, you force it and start to end up pushing. You're starting to gain momentum. You're pushing this as fast as you can, to the point where you might need to remind yourself to brake. As Earl's trying to end up following behind, you end up seeing police and fire crews starting to drive by. Colton, let's do one final check. Because you just described yourself as masked, with a hood on, and currently pushing a truck.
Okay.
I think it's a matter of ducking down. See how your reaction time is. So let's do a stealth dex. Difficulty is going to be 3.
Alright, I have to willpower that. I don't like burning through this much willpower, but I need to. And I don't want to succeed at a cost. Come on. Just need 1 in 3.
1 and 3. That's 2 and 3, so you managed to get it. You duck down as sirens and flashing lights go past. You try and keep your doors somewhat closed. Maybe they're more focused on getting on the location than what actually is. No investigation has started just yet, but it is enough. You managed to push it out. You're still missing a spark plug, though. But you are, at least in the clear for now. Maybe something she said to you. Sticks. Baron Sticks sends their regards.
Alright. I put the spark plugs I have back in, and unless I have a spare in the back, I need to go source a new one. I hope they have AutoZone in Canada.
Let's make that. Yeah, well, so you're going to try and end up jury rigging to get past the lack of a spark plug?
No, I'm going to put the spark plugs in and then try to go source another one, unless I have one in the back because of the trunk. But I don't know.
You know what? The trunk sounds like, given on the oddities you currently carry in there, I wouldn't be so quick to dismiss the probability of you finding one. Though it might take a bit of digging, given on all the other oddities that you have in there.
You never know what ends up in the back of the truck.
True. You're going to get the Baron's attention with this one as you look over past your hood, looking to fire starting to cascade upwards, making an orange glow to the city skyline. Probably won't burn the whole place down, but it's a solid shot across the bow. But as it currently stands, something doesn't sit right. You are free to end up going in, getting out.
I don't like it.
But there is the probability you are still inside the domain of Baron Louis Real, which means you still have to end up making sure you're not spotted leaving. And given how much time you've had to spend getting in or getting that spark plug swapped out, it's definitely given somebody enough time to react. Way I see it, Colton, you got 2 ways to end up doing this. You can try and end up finding your way to stealth out, hope nobody notices, or you can end up flooring it and hope to end up making sure that you get out before you're found out.
Colton has always been more of stealth than speed. Slow is fast.
Then what I'm going to ask is a manipulation and drive.
Oh, manipulation. Okay.
You're trying to stealth in amongst the. Just trying to pretend to be another commuter. Not draw any attention.
Alright. This is the last roll. I'm going to rouse the blood over a last time.
Let's find out. That is one success.
Oh.
But it is a 10. How much do you trust your crits tonight? Or are you happy with just one?
No, I need to get out of here unscathed. I'm going to. Don't like it. I'm going to burn my last willpower for the night, and I'll be spent. And I'm going to re-roll the 2 dice and hope for the best.
Let's hope.
Nope, my luck has run out.
Golden. You drive out of the Baron's domain. You don't know if you got out or not. You're not being followed. Police aren't chasing you. You look in your rearview mirror and don't see anything outside of just other commuters. You blend in perfectly. But somewhere, maybe on top of one of those small rooftops, smaller buildings, 5 stories up, not like the towers that are famed in the Winnipeg skyline. There's a set of eyes. Masked man and a big white dog driving a pickup truck is being watched. Their eyes narrow as they're cast in shadow. Somebody defiled this domain. Payback's a bitch. That might be for another night. As we close out Winnipeg by night.
Colton.
My dude,
Colton.
you fuck.
Do you bring this trouble home? I swear to God.
You brought this evil upon us.
I did fine.
Oh yeah, I for the fact you had
Yeah.
the one man do it. Yeah, I have to admit.
So fucking close.
So close, and my luck ran
So
out at the
close.
end.
Oh man.
At least the grass didn't get me.
Fuck you.
You better hope to fucking Christ that Adder never finds out it was you. Because
How
he
many
will-
other people could have a big white dog? I'm just saying. I mean,
It's true. And if he
Mhm.
hears that rumor on the streets, his noodly little arms might actually give you a punch in the mouth.
Depends. We'll have to end up seeing on how that works out.
Thought we liked Baron Louis.
I do, but here's the thing: he didn't offer to help. Opportunities, man.
Hey, I'm a free agent. I don't know any of these people.
You have someone with all the
You-
information you could possibly want
You
a
fucked
phone
him,
call away,
fucked
and
him
you
with my
refuse
livelihood,
to
man.
recount.
Hey, look, I don't want to hear shit from you, Raven. You're the one that put us in this position in the first place with your succeed at a cost.
I did nothing.
But wow, apparently we just got raided by Void Doll, yeah, which is
Hey.
hilarious because it's usually the other way around. We're going a little late tonight. We just finished up our
Welcome.
session where
Welcome.
we had a Ruby got buried under a house, swallowed, and then cannibalized. Is that the appropriate term by a house?
Absorbed.
Absorbed. Yes, absorbed. We had Omen and Colton strike up a deal with one of the barons to frame a second baron for the axe upon a third baron, and a fourth that interfered in this little escapade, potentially outing Colton as the perpetrator for burning down a chunk of domain.
All Adder wanted to do was go to church.
It's been an eventful night.
Hey, look, this whole ball was set into motion by you guys. I would just like to point that out.
I did nothing of the sort.
Yeah. Also, I just gotta say, bro.
In fact, the characters have been purposefully avoiding talking to Adder about it at all, and he's the most knowledgeable about this city.
Yeah, but he
Hey,
also has the
I-
creepiest sire, let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I suggested bringing in the other two, but we would get shit for it.
Yeah,
You get shit for it, but you know, things like that wouldn't happen where Colton potentially got caught.
Adder,
Yeah.
you will know just well enough to know that upon the news that somebody hit one of the highlights of the Baron Louis Rail's domain. You know that. That's not going to end well for a lot of people.
No, 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 because that means there's gonna be a full-on four-way war. Somebody's gonna get blamed, and everybody's gonna hurt for it.
Yep.
Fuck me.
I just do things.
After all, how can you help it? I mean, really. We're dealing with 4 monsters that prey upon a city, who try to play it cool between 4 warring barons over the heart of Winnipeg, trying to own that cornerstone recently lost to the Camarilla, trying to end up forging their own path to be true free anarchs. But everybody's got machinations. Everybody's got a plan. Until the fighting starts.
I'm
Then
just
we
trying
have.
to survive it, man.
The question is, who does it go to? The disciplined, the clever, the strong, or the insane? I think that's a very good question to end up asking. Now, let's begin with, well, stains. Now, I don't think that we had any oh, sorry. I don't think we have any stains to end up going through tonight.
Well, maybe.
Oh.
Well,
I'm gonna propose one to Colton.
Ooh.
One of our chronological tenets is protect the innocent from harm. Now, was the stadium empty?
Yes, or at least as far as he was allowed. He only knew of one person in, and that one person may have been waiting for him.
Or dipped or something. Okay.
But
Just a proposal. Just a
Nope.
thought.
I did try to set it up so that it wouldn't take the thing, so I was trying to protect the stadium and.
Oh, I'm
yeah,
sure.
we were-
But gas is also tricky when used as an accelerant.
Oh yeah, very much so.
As a
Not to mention,
firefighter,
I
you
don't
know it's
know
like
what-
the
well,
idea
that-
of a
and I don't know
controlled
what's in there.
burn is very laughable outside of a dryer.
Controlled burn is an oxymoron.
Yeah. So
I tried.
the whole thing didn't go down. I can guarantee you that, but it definitely ended up causing some damage, and it's enough to rile up things. It did exactly what you intended it to do. A little bit of
cause problems.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you're good on that front. But we do experience a little bit differently. Now, you guys might, in the audience, might already notice a poll is up. Everybody gets to vote and use their channel points between Ruby, Adder, Omen, and Colton on who they want to end up giving a piece of bonus XP. The rest of the experience is everybody gets one for showing up, and then we have 3 categories that we vote on from the players. The players get to end up playing their own little bit of Camarilla politics with the XP. Who pushed the plot? Who had the best scene? And who had the best line? Sometimes these are legitimate votes trying to celebrate somebody's accomplishment. Sometimes they're a bunch of tomfuckery that's going on in the background in order to end up weaseling out a little bit of extra experience out of the rest of the player group. But it's on the players to vote who gets these 3 points of experience. So, let's start off. Who's the plot pusher?
Myself.
Omen? Omen's taking the plot pusher?
I will actually throw my hand in the ring for that because I introduced y'all to this house.
Yeah, Adder had that. I can see that.
I'm
What's
going to throw my thing in because I accidentally wore.
there was no fucking accident to this. What are you talking about?
You do that on purpose.
So that's a 3-way tie already.
And it leaves it to me.
You know what?
Ruby.
Oh,
Ruby
let
with
me
the
explain.
power vote.
Okay, because one, you wouldn't have started a war without me suggesting, "Hey, get the fucking Baron to do this shit." Okay, so I kickstarted your shit
Who even asked you to ask the Baron to do that for us?
because you know what? It was myself. All right, because I want more fucking people in here so we can feed. All right.
Right? All right.
We could have rebuilt it ourselves.
mhm.
So, Ruby, Raven, I hope you're going to get something out of this vote, as everybody's vying for their own position. But you get the deciding vote.
I better get something out of this vote. I'm going to give it to Adder.
Giving it to
Just-
Adder.
That led in some fucking bullshit shenanigans that were just.
I'll take it.
All right, Adder. I smell Boone. All right, so
Yeah.
let's go to the next one. Who is it that had the best scene?
If you guys don't pick Omen, we're not friends anymore.
Right?
the
Owen with the whole
the
paranoia with the grass.
the panic attack and the Princess Carrie. Omen got Princess carried across the threshold, y'all.
God damn it. All right. So-
These two is married as far as I'm concerned.
All right. Omen, congratulations. You get an experience. Now, who had the best line?
I'm putting my hand in. I didn't like the way it was looking at me, referring to the grass when I shot it.
You mean when you shot the gopher that had red
Yeah.
glowing eyes between the eyes and left the brain matter Oh,
Oh,
okay.
Chad wanted to start some shit.
That
Let's
is
start
up to
this-
shenanigans
wow.
today too.
I
Yeah.
thought Omen had it for
Vancouver
sure. because he
just
had the best.
contributed 27,000 points to that.
All right. So, with that being said, current vote goes to Colton.
Yeah, I'll give it to Colton.
2 for Colton.
Nah, I'm gonna go myself.
Going with yourself?
For what
Yeah, I'm
line?
going with myself. Honestly, there was a multiple fucking lines with that house scene because
Yeah.
It's true. True.
Yeah. Oh man, that's a toughie.
It's like runner up for me. Though would have to be Adder. Just don't be weird to Ruby of all people.
I did like that too.
So I see
Don't
2
be
votes
weird.
Colton, 1 to Omen. That leaves Adder's vote.
Yeah.
Telling the goth not to be weird.
I mean, he's also very weird. So
It's not even that she's got. It's Ruby.
Yeah.
Ruby's Malkavian. She's gonna
Yes.
be weird. You know what? Because I liked that he shot the gopher. I'm gonna go with that guy.
All right. Colton.
Thank you.
Colton gets it. Now, we have a very weird situation here. Got a 4-way tie.
Thanks,
Now-
Vancouver.
Now, that means it's an all or nothing, which means I'm going to ask you guys to tell me high or low. Then I'm going to roll a d10, and if you guys guess right, everybody gets a point of XP. If you roll wrong, blame Vancouver.
Blame Canada.
Definitely blame
That's hard to-
Vancouver.
Right.
So I have a
Don't
proposal.
look at me. My luck with dice is in shit.
I have a proposal that we can go low because we're all low clans.
All right. Low clan low.
Might as well.
We're all in agreement? No worries, no worries. Like, let the tension build up. Because remember, guys, you guys went low clan low. If the D10 rolls the 1 through 5, everybody gets it. Higher, blame Vancouver. 3, 2, 1. It's a 2.
Yay.
Everybody gets it. Thank you very much, Vancouver. You will not be crucified tonight.
Honestly, I was just banking on Derek dice to.
You can't bank on Derek dice because Derek dice don't roll low unanimously. They roll bad.
They roll opposite.
Mhm.
Yeah, they roll bad.
Opposite what you want. There is a distinct difference sometimes.
Well, Vancouver, I guess you got to pull that shenanigans again next week. If you want to
Come see Ruby. She'll crucify you.
I mean, see Adder too, because he might just crucify you too.
All
And have fun
right.
together.
Wait, I'm the only one qualified to do this. I was raised Catholic. I got this.
oh my god.
And it just keeps getting funnier every time we do it. All right. Let's see who is live tonight. As we are going to end up rating out, I think. Unfortunately, we seem to be the last game running tonight for Vampire the Masquerade. So let's instead, to keep the horror theme going, let's go and raid Cobalt Sprig, who's working on some Pal World. And guys, I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'll be able to go live. I might go live tomorrow. Some stuff has come up. I'm still recovering from my shoulder, as many of you probably heard. But we're going to try and end up at least getting some streams going on this week, since last week was kind of a wash, unfortunately. So, but I was not going to leave you guys without Winnipeg by night. I can guarantee you on that. So let's go and raid into Cobalt Sprig, a dear friend of the channel. Was playing some Pal World. And we'll talk about some more horror stories a little bit later. Say goodnight, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh dear lordy, I done seen me a dead body.